Hello, Griever84 here, and sorry I'm a bit delayed with the patch notes here, but on 9/26/2023, patch 0.169 came out, and I'm going to be going over those notes here today. So starting off, have you noticed, it looks like we are solidly towards the end of September. As just as the leaves turn in the autumn season, Palia will be going through some changes as well. Seeing the end of some things, the starts of others, and in some cases a whole new look. Change truly is the theme of this patch, so read below to see what's in store. There are 4 new premium store outfits that have been added. The Maji Market has come to a close. Zeki's Underground Black Market has been revamped. Interact with bathtubs and sinks to watch the water flow. And unfortunately, the celebration cake has been rebalanced. Now, as for the 4 new premium store outfits, you have from left to right the Smoking Jacket, the Sylph, which I find absolutely gorgeous, Folk Flowers, and Everyday Flair. Now, I'll scroll up a little bit so you guys can read on screen above here specifically what's going on. The Sylph bundle comes with a one piece and a hat. Equip the one piece to have a butterfly trail effect whenever you move. The Folk Flowers bundle, each outfit comes with a one piece and a hat. The Crochet Checks outfit, or the Smoking Jack bundle specifically, each outfit comes with a top and a bottom, and the Everyday Flare bundle comes with a top and bottom as well. New features and quality of life additions. Now, the Maji Market has come to an end, unfortunately, but it will be back one day, so if you missed something or didn't get enough of an item that you wished you had, don't worry, it shall return. They're aware of several issues related to individual and party-based stamp cards, also known as accomplishments, that unfortunately were not able to be fixed by the time of the closure. For anyone who's met those requirements and did not receive the reward, they are looking at granting the missing items to us, the players, soon. Additional updates will be provided in a separate notice. Overall, they learned a lot from their first game event during open beta, and for what themed events should be like in Palia. They plan to use this experience to make the next event even better. Next, Zeki's Black Market has been completely revamped, as you can see here in the screenshots. Hope to create a space where players can gather and socialize, because who doesn't love to hang out in a shady cave? If you're wondering what the significance of the location is, the stars of the show are Reth and Zeki. Make sure to fulfill their friendship quest for more background information. Zeki may or may not have used his duplifier to clone the Wondrous Machine, so now a second one can be accessed from the Black Market at your convenience. Reth will now have a proper bar to work at while visiting here. He'll sell some of the same items you see when he's over at the Ormu's Horn Inn, though. They do have plans to eventually change this into more unique items, but for now, chalk it up to Reth wanting more people to try lettuce soup. A new emote has been added. The Kneel emote. Our previous patch got you feeling hot, cool down a bit with a bit of running water from your home, and they actually have a GIF here. As you can see here, water actually flows and fills up the bathtub, and you get a nice little warm steam effect. You can now destroy crops. Despite all the meticulous planning involved, sometimes things happen where you plant the wrong seed. With the hoe tool selected, hold right click over a specific slot you wish to remove the seed from. You have to fully complete the animation for the seed to be destroyed, though. So don't worry, there's no accidentally destroying a seed. You have to actually put some effort into it. If you're wondering, no, you will not get the seed back. Still be mindful when deciding what to plant. When your online crops will not continue growth without requiring you to visit your housing plot. This change is meant to alleviate the pressure some folks are feeling needing to check in their housing plot every Palian day. Now you venture around without too much worry. Just don't forget about keeping your crops watered when they need it. As a reminder, the maximum stage of growth a crop can go through, minus bonuses and fertilizer, is 1 stage per Palian day. They've updated the icons for tomato and apple seeds to make them more visually distinct. The UI for adjusting door and wall styles for your housing add-ons has been updated to be more intuitive. The recipes for hot hounds and crab gumbo have now been properly added to the game. So for the people hunting for those in the comments, there you go. They were supposed to be added as of the last patch, but they are now discoverable. They say, as a hint, the recipes can be found in the homes of 2 certain villagers, respectively. Several items are now properly categorized as equipment and storage rather than as consumable. This includes resource trackers, kits, the smoke candle, and the honey lures. They say Ani is still trying to consume honey lures, though, but no one wants to break the news to it. In the Workbench, tool recipes have been moved out of the equipment tab and now have its own tab. We would reduce the amount of scrolling Palians were doing to craft common recipes like ammo and bug bombs, and their new location is under the Tools tab. As we mentioned in the intro, the theme of this patch is change, and adjustment to our skills are no exception. This moment where we address a topic that many have been waiting on: how to balance cake parties. Now, they knew cooking was designed with that ceiling for profit, especially with other players, had the potential to be very high. But for the most lucrative and scalable recipe, seeing how the community has come together to embrace what has come to known as cake parties was truly a sight to behold. They wanted to see it for themselves, and they participated in many parties. They saw firsthand the magic that's made when players come together. From that experience, they knew that there was the kind of thing that needed to be preserved for the social multiplayer game that they wanted Palia to be. But then the bad news. Celebration cakes were just too profitable. Based on the data they saw, it wasn't just outscaling every other dish. Celebration cakes were making more profit than with any other gold-generating activity in any skill by a large margin. Kinda obvious. With these 2 main considerations in mind, they set to make adjustments ultimately should create a healthier, more sustainable cooking experience in the long run. Below are the changes that was made, and they will do their best to explain our reasoning behind each one, and I'm going to go over that now. TLDR. Celebration cakes now sell for 40% less. Reaching this number requires some adjustments to cooking overall in an effort to bring celebration cakes more in line. The following changes are made in an attempt to target the celebration cake recipe directly. The requirement for any preserve has been changed to any fruit. The recipe will now require sugar, which can be bought from the general store for 20 gold. The buy and sell value for butter has been reduced. The buy and sell value for milk has been reduced, and you can see those on screen right now. It is important to note that the sell value for cooked dishes is determined through a formula that is based on the value of the ingredients used. Thus, the ingredients for celebration cake in particular made it exponential in the value gained in light of what was put in. This is why they focused on balancing. Even with these changes, though, we realized co-op cooking was still generating value several levels higher than other activities. This unfortunately meant we had to adjust the value of all dishes collectively in order to complement the changes we had for cakes. Because of that, all cooking dishes have had their sell values reduced by 25%. Now, this is a major change to the cooking experience, especially how it impacts those who prefer to cook solo to earn gold. Because a dish's focus value is directly tied to their sell value, this also resulted in the following changes. The following dishes now grant more focus: bouillabaisse, sushi, meaty udon, and poke. The following dishes now grant less focus: stuffed mushrooms, steak dinner, aquindu chapa, chapa masala, creamy carrot soup, loaded potato soup, macaroon, blueberry pie, apple pie, celebration cake, onigiri, and crab pot pie. Most notable example will likely be macarons. Went from 225 to 100 focus. Because this particular recipe was actually being calculated incorrectly on top of the changes that we made, it resulted in a notably higher focus value than other dishes of comparable value, and thus the steepest reduction we had to make out of all the dishes. That said, we hope that these changes will really set a good foundation for cooking moving forward. when done with friends. Our goal is to be a variety of recipes to choose from, so that cooking parties, not just cake parties, so that it is cooking parties and not just cake parties. Also, be on the lookout for new recipes coming soon that we hope will be just as fun and worthwhile to cook. For now, those celebration cakes still reign at the top, just not as high as the tower they were on before. Gardening and fishing. The tooltip for Speedy Grow fertilizer has been updated to better reflect its function. The sell values have been reduced from 10 to 5 gold. The cost to buy fertilizer has been reduced from 20 to 10 metals. The tooltip was updated, but the behavior remains the same. The adjustments to Speedy Grow actually go hand in hand with the changes that was made to worm farms. Worm farms and glowworm farms now produce less from cooked dishes. The worm farms and glowworm farms will produce more when a star quality ingredient is added, when previously this was not being accounted for. Glowworm farms will produce twice as much Speedy Grow fertilizer compared to before. The reason for these changes started as part of our research in how to tune cake parties. We noticed the population participated in cake parties. Some were taking their celebration cakes and adding it to the glowworm farm for maximum profit. This led us to identify two issues. One, that what the farms produce should be relative to the added item's sell value. A bug that was a cooked dish at the exact same value as a crop would actually produce more, so they had to fix that. Two, they also noticed that the results would be the same regardless whether you added a star quality or normal quality ingredient, which was not intended. Again, it was another bug that they took to fix. I believe the benefit of majority of players is it should increase the farm outputs overall. They also wanted to call out the changes to Speedy Grow in particular should come to a net neutral. The sell value was halved, but the output from the farm was doubled. Overall, using fertilizer, including Speedy Grow, should be a net benefit to your gardening output for most cases. Mining changes. Medium-sized pallium nodes now drop an additional pallium ore, so the minimum you can now get is 2. And medium-sized nodes also grant more skill XP to better match their small and large counterparts. They were both bugs that they noticed and fixed, which should help improve the mining experience a bit. Foraging. Another area we wanted to target was foraging. We noticed that the income brought in from this skill was a little below expected targets. We don't expect foraging to produce the same amount of income as more active skills such as fishing or hunting, but wanted to nudge things in a more positive direction. The value for all tree seeds has been increased. They all sell for 60 gold now. The value for rare oyster drops has been increased. Pearls go for 105 and green pearls go for 290. Also, the cost of silk has been increased from 145 to 580. By increasing tree seed values, we think it should help out players, especially during mid to late game progression. Previously, tree seeds were priced to incentivize decoration as its main usage, but now produce more valuable alternative to sell them if you wanted to. With increased pearl values, we think it's a useful universal buff that directly adds gold value when foraging. We know new players don't always adventure out to Bahari beaches, and hopefully this will be a bit more of an incentive. Overall, it's been an incredible experience as they've gone from alpha into beta. It's a much bigger playing field and one that they're still learning to better accommodate. With new players means more data, more feedback, and more information for us to evaluate, adjust, and communicate accordingly. So please, if you're watching this video and you're still at this point, if you have feedback, tweet at them, talk to them in Discord, heck, leave a comment on my video and I can pass it along as well as a partner. One of the benefits of being a live service game is that Palia is constantly evolving. Change can be scary, especially when it's perceived as nerfs. The biggest takeaway, nothing is set in stone, and they will continue to improve, and it's because of their players. With so many beta testers here with us, they know that Palia will be a game you can truly be proud of and share to the world. We want to thank everyone who's with us and will continue to be with us as we navigate the incredible journey together. And then they have their FAQ, which I'm going to post this link down below in the description of the video. You can read through the FAQ and everything else that I've gone over, including bug fixes and top-known issues, so that you are aware of what's going on. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on another Patch Notes video. I do appreciate your continued support. If you have any questions, like I said, leave a comment down below, feedback for myself or for the dev team. Make sure to leave a like on the video, share it with your friends, and otherwise continue to play Palia, enjoy your time in it, and I will see you guys in the next cooking party that we may do. Until next time, my guardians, GG, and have a great weekend.